student. My name is Swapnasi. Today we are going to discuss about drugs acting on autonomic nervous system. So topics to be discovered here. First one is autonomic nervous system. Second one is neurotransmitters. Next is sympathetic nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system, catecholamines and adrenergic. So basically neurotransmitters. And introduction. So nervous system is a complex network of nerves that carry messages to and from the brain and spinal cord to various parts of the body. That means the nervous system, it is a whole complex like structure, एक network of nerves like structure and cells that carry the message from brain to from brain and spinal cord, and they transfer that message to the various part or various organ of the body. So nervous system is basically classified into three categories: CNS, PNS and ANS. CNS, that means see, this is part of this is brain, this is the spinal cord. So CNS, that means when we study about the brain and spinal cord, so this study is known as central nervous system. This is the part of central nervous system. Okay. Next, various nerves are connected from brain and spinal cord like this one, this and also this. Okay. So when we discuss about all these nerves, so that is known as PNS, that is known as peripheral nervous system. Okay. And the third one is ANS. So ANS, that means the nerves that connected with various organs of the body like heart, like stomach, liver, intestine. So the nerves that connected with organs, they transmit the message from brain to that particular organ. So this portion, the study of this portion is known as autonomic nervous system. So basically autonomic nervous system is the major involuntary portion of the nervous system which is responsible for automatic unconscious bodily functions like control of heart rate, blood pressure and GIT, that means gastrointestinal tract and gut functions. So this is about ANS, that is autonomic nervous system. Autonomic nervous system or ANS, it is a peripheral complex of nerves, plexus and ganglia that are organized to modulate the involuntary activity of the secretory gland, smooth muscle and visceral organs. So this system functions to sustain homeostatic conditions during period of reduced physical and emotional activity, and equally important to assist in internal bodily reaction to stressful circumstances. Next is neurotransmitter. Neurotransmitter, they are nerve transmit their impulses across most synapses and neuroeffector junctions by means of specific chemicals called as neurohumoral transmitters or simply neurotransmitter. See, neurotransmitter, that means they are a chemical messengers. That means they neurons. Neuro, that means they stands for nerve. Transmitter, that means that can transmit some message or some information. Okay, so the nerve that transmit the messages, that can transmit the impulses from brain and spinal cord, so basically from CNS to various parts of the body. So that is known as neurotransmitters, or you can say that is neurohumoral transmitters. So they are chemicals present in the nerve, brain and spinal cord and transmitted by the nerves to the various part of various organ of the body. There are some terminologies. First, that is afferent. Afferent, that means that nerves that convey flow of impulse from peripheral to CNS. That means the nerve peripheral, that means this portion, the nerve that directly connected with brain or spinal cord, that is known, if the nerve is attached to the brain, that is known as cranial nerve, and the nerve that are connected with the spinal cord, that is known as spinal. So this portion, the study of these nerves that are connected with CNS, when they transmit the message from PNS to CNS, that is known as afferent nervous system. And second is efferent nervous system. It is just opposite to afferent, that means the nerve that convey the impulses or the information from the brain and or spinal cord to muscles, gland and other organ of the body, that means CNS to ANS. It is known as efferent, and if PNS transfer the message, if the nerve impulses are transferred from PNS to CNS, that is known as afferent part. Okay, next is ganglion. So ganglion, it is the aggregation of ganglion is the aggregation of synapses. That means all the nerves contain a junction that is called as relay station, where the impulses or information stay for minute time, and then they go away from and then they passes to other organ or to the every part of the body. So this portion is known as ganglia. uh, when ganglia is nearest to the organ and away from the spinal cord or brain, so that is known as sympathetic ganglia. And if the ganglia is away from the organ, that is known as parasympathetic ganglia. Okay, so when the nerve doesn't contain any ganglia, that is known as motor, or that is known as somatic nerve. Okay, next is neuroeffector junction. So neuroeffector junction, the junction of a postganglionic axonal terminal with its effector cell is termed a neuroeffector junction. So nerve plexus, it is a network of nerve fibers. Next is classification of ANS. So basically it is divided into three divisions, but two are main. First one is sympathetic autonomic nervous system, second is parasympathetic autonomic nervous system, and third one is somatic. Sympathetic, that means, see in this diagram, sympathetic, that means when the ganglia is nearest to the organ, that is known as sympathetic nervous system. If the ganglia is away from organ, so that is known as parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, so in that case, sympathetic nervous system always dominates during the activity, or you can say it is in flight and fight mode. Okay, that means if you are awakened, so at that time sympathetic autonomic nervous system works and they release their neurotransmitters. And second is parasympathetic autonomic nervous system, also called as PANS. So it dominates in sleep. That means when you are in rest condition, so it will release its neurotransmitters. Next is location of ganglia. So both sympathetic and parasympathetic autonomic nervous system have relay station, or you can say that is ganglia, between the nerve in any position of this nerve which is connected to brain stem or spinal cord to the organs. So where the neurotransmitter, where the impulses or information stay for minute time, that relay station is known as ganglia. So between the CNS and end of the organ, but somatic system doesn't contain any ganglia in their nerve. Okay, so autonomic nervous system carries nerve impulses by, first one is preganglionic fiber and second one is postganglionic fiber. So what is preganglionic neuron and second is postganglionic neuron? See, if this nerve contains, this is brain stem or spinal cord, or you can say this is CNS, this is effector organ, and this is a nerve that is connected from CNS to organ. Okay, so in this nerve, at this position, ganglia is present. So the part of nerve which is connected from CNS to nerve, this portion ganglia, this portion is known as preganglionic neuron, and after the ganglia, this portion is known as postganglionic neuron. So preganglionic neuron or preganglionic fiber, that means this portion that leaves the CNS, and postganglionic neuron or postganglionic fiber that innervates the effector. So this is two things are there, preganglionic and postganglionic neurons. Next is the sympathetic nervous system. So sympathetic nervous system, that means which is dominates during the activity. So sympathetic nervous system function as a unit, and it often discharges as a complete system. And these reactions are triggered both by direct sympathetic activation of effector organs and stimulation of adrenal medulla to release epinephrine. Epinephrine is a neurotransmitter which is released from the sympathetic nervous system. Okay, there are two kind of neurotransmitters are present in sympathetic nervous system: epinephrine and norepinephrine. Epinephrine is also known as adrenaline, and norepinephrine is also known as noradrenaline. So sympathetic nervous system stimulate during fight or flight mode. Okay, so this is the sympathetic output that diffuses because postganglionic neurons may innervate more than one organ. So in that case, this sympathetic output will diffuse. Next is parasympathetic nervous system. One more thing is there, sympathetic nervous system is also known as adrenergic system because it contains neurotransmitter which is known as adrenaline and noradrenaline. That's why it is also known as adrenergic nervous system. The parasympathetic nervous system is not a functional entity as such and never discharged as a complete system. If it did, it would produce massive, undesirable and unpleasant symptoms. Instead, discrete parasympathetic fibers are activated separately and the system functions to affect specific organs such as stomach or eye. This is in rest and digest condition. The neurotransmitter will release from the parasympathetic nervous system, and it is also known. It is not a functional entity. Why? Because it is released in rest condition or digestion condition. Okay, so parasympathetic output discrete because postganglionic neurons are not branched but are directed to a specific organ. Okay, or parasympathetic nervous system is also known as cholinergic system. Why? Because parasympathetic nervous system contains the neurotransmitter, or it releases neurotransmitter is known as cholinergic and anticholinergic. So it is also known as cholinergic nervous system. Next is drugs affecting the autonomic nervous system. So basically there are two kind of nervous system. This is divided into two parts, that is cholinergic and adrenergic, or you can say sympathetic and parasympathetic. So the drug which can affect the ANS is related to their neurotransmitter. So first one is cholinergic drugs that acts on receptor activated by acetylcholine, that means on parasympathetic nervous system, and adrenergic drug acts on receptors stimulated by norepinephrine or epinephrine, or you can say adrenaline or noradrenaline. So basically this is act on sympathetic nervous system. So two kinds of drugs, cholinergic drugs and adrenergic drugs. So we will cholinergic drugs and adrenergic drug, what are they, both of the drugs we will discuss. So this is this portion is CNS, that means brain, and this is a spinal cord. Okay, this is the ganglia. So this portion which is directly which is connected to CNS, before the part of this ganglia, this is known as parasympathetic, and after that this is known as this is preganglionic and this is postganglionic. If ganglia is nearest to the organ, that is known as sympathetic, and if it is away from the CNS, so that is known as parasympathetic. In this three nerves, sympathetic. Why? Because this ganglia is away from the organ, so that's why this is known as sympathetic and this is known as parasympathetic. And the nerve that doesn't contain any ganglia, which is known as somatic or motor nerves. Okay, so there are some effectors. First one is cardiac and smooth muscle, and gland cells, nerve terminals are there. Sympathetic nervous system, the cardiac and smooth muscle, gland cells, and nerve terminals are there. Muscarinic sweat glands are there. For dopaminergic action, effectors are renal, vascular, smooth muscles, and for the epinephrine released into the blood, and acetylcholine receptor, which is somatic or which is motor, so effector is skeletal muscle. So this is all about the basic introduction of autonomic nervous system. Next lecture we will discuss about the adrenergic drugs and neurotransmitters in detail. Thank you.